now shifting focus to some breaking piece of news coming in at the top of the hour, and this is a CNN News 18 mega exclusive. CNN News 18 has accessed a dossier revealing details about the reconstruction of Lashkar Taiba's headquarters in Markaz Taiba in Muridke, Pakistan. Now, after the Indian Air Force strike in May 2025, which destroyed 3 key buildings, Lashkar Taiba is again rebuilding with financial support from the Pakistani government. Maulana Abu Zar and Yunus Shah Bukhari are directly overseeing the process, with plans to complete by February 2026, which we are given to understand coincides with Kashmir Solidarity Day. Now, the group is also using flood relief efforts aids to fund the terror infrastructure. This is the piece of breaking news we are getting in for you. We are given to understand that Lashkar Taiba is once again reconstructing its headquarters based out of Muridke in Pakistan. In fact, CNN News 18 has been able to access a dossier, a detailed dossier, which reveals about how the reconstruction of Lashkar Taiba will take place and will also, it is scheduled to get completed by February 2026. Now, this comes after the Indian Air Force strike in May 2025, which destroyed at least 3 of its buildings. Again, Lashkar Taiba is rebuilding. So, there's a clear Pakistani state complicity over here. They are getting the financial support from the Pakistani government. We're also given to understand that 2 individuals who go by the name Maulana Abu Zar and Yunus Shah Bukhari are directly overseeing the operations, with plans in fact to get this completed by February 2026, which coincides with the Kashmir Solidarity Day. So this is the larger Lashkar Taiba propaganda. They will be rebuilding this by February 2026. Now, what's worse is the fact that the group is also using flood relief efforts, humanitarian aid in fact, to fund this terror infrastructure in the state. This is the crucial piece of information, of course. This dossier, it lays out details of how the impact of May 7th strike, there were destruction of core buildings and its effect on Lashkar Taiba's operational hub. Let's now just go across to our reporter for more on this. We're looking at Lashkar Taiba's rebuilding efforts, and with continued support from Pakistan is what makes it worse. Where do you think the peace efforts between India and Pakistan stand?
Morning to our viewers. There is no peace effort between Bharat and Pakistan till the time Pakistan continues to foment terror and back terror openly. Every time there is going to be a terror infrastructure that is going to come back up, which is going to threaten Bharat's sovereignty, Operation Sindoor is just on a pause. It is still on. So there is no looking back or talking peace with Pakistan till the time Pakistan continues to walk on the path of terror. And with the latest evidence that is present, it is only openly rebuilding the entire terror infrastructure using flood relief as a cover fire, as a cover, to try and redirect all the funds collected on flood relief and humanitarian aid, etc., to redirecting it towards building its own terror infrastructure. It is a similar effort that was done. It was done during the 2005 Pakistan earthquake, when Lashkar's a more benign front, the Jamaat-ud-Dawa at that time, collected billions of Pakistani rupees, and 80% of that was diverted towards building Lashkar's terror infrastructure, like the Markaz Abbas in Kotli and some of the other markazes or centers, training centers. They call these Islamic religious centers, but what's happening there is they are being trained for a certain kind of jihad, where it is nothing but waging a war against India, a proxy war against India. And this is done directly under the tutelage and, of course, the oversight of the Pakistani military. Even here in these cases, the Pakistani Rangers, the Pakistani military and their involvement is there in the pictures, where Lashkar cadre are seen openly standing and posing as they ask for donations and hold these donation camps, etc., along with the Pakistani Rangers and the Pakistani military. So this is open support for rebuilding terror infrastructure that unleashed the likes of 26/11 on Bharat, along with multiple suicide attacks and also bombs that claimed the lives of innocents not just in Jammu and Kashmir, but across the length and breadth of Bharat. So these are entities who need to be crushed and quelled. As of now, we are given to understand they have raised about 4 crore rupees. The work started about a month and a half ago, around the 18th of August, and in less than raising of the entire Markaz in Muridke to rubble has happened. Now they are cutting away the debris, and and temporary structures will start being formed. And by February 2026, they want the Markaz to be operational. Now, clearly, there is a Kashmir narrative and a Kashmir intent that is tied to this entire, motivating them to rush the construction and hurriedly set it all back up. But this is also the Pakistani military trying to say we won't learn from our mistakes and we'll continue to make them. And Bharat is watching. These visuals are testament that Bharat is watching. It will also ensure that the world watches what Pakistan is doing. And Bharat holds the right to preserve its sovereignty and lift the finger off the pause button on Operation Sindoor the moment these cadre regroup and they try to challenge Bharat's sovereignty again.
Right. And also, since you mentioned February 2026, and I must ask you this, given the timing of this rebuild and, it coincides with Kashmir Solidarity Day, what should India do to counter this propaganda, this Kashmir propaganda, as you mentioned?
Bharat is doing what it is doing. This is Bharat's sovereign territory. Kashmir and Jammu Kashmir have clearly moved on. What Pakistan now needs to preserve is POK because they are forcibly occupied portions of Bharat's sovereign territory. There is a huge civilian unrest and they are all seeing what is happening. Day after day, the Kashmir administration here is only plagued with so many more requests for resettlement or for relocation from POK and POJK into Jammu and Kashmir. So there is huge unrest there, and they do not want Pakistani military presence. They do not want Pakistani military control in POJK anymore. Those voices of rebellion will only further rise, and as our leaders have very clearly said, there is no armed struggle there. It's a struggle of economic prosperity, economic well-being, and also assuring a better path to a better future and a better, brighter future for the children of Jammu and Kashmir. And this means all of Jammu and Kashmir when Bharat speaks about it. And this is exactly what Prime Minister Narendra Modi had laid down and thrown the gauntlet down in 2016 to Imran Khan, saying, if you want to really fight a war, let's fight about who eradicates poverty, who is able to give a better future, who wins the race for development. And Bharat has left Pakistan far behind. It's not even the size of a little toe of Bharat today, Pakistan, in terms of economic heft and ability. So they are desperately hurtling that area, that nation into doom, its people into doom, and people will realize, and perhaps it will break. We've got Major General with us on the phone line. General Saab, morning, sir. These pictures that are coming in from Pakistan, where Pakistan is very clearly actively with the support of the Pak military rebuilding terror infrastructure in Muridke for the Lashkar.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Jai Hind. This the visual which is coming and the information which India has got that both the Markaz, but that is Markaz Subhanallah, which is in Bawalpur, and Markaz Taiba, which is in Muridke, that is of Lashkar Taiba. This is two, aspect they are doing it. They have provided that actually the ISI is behind that. They have provided, enough fund and the method to collect fund by, having the digital payment, and a huge amount of money has come. In this also, some outside funding is also there, and they are constructing not only in the Muridke, but they have gone slightly to the depth along the river, that Indus which flows. They are going underground and they are creating 2 training centers and the true, the centers for this Tanzim. That is why Pakistan is doing. Pakistan can't, leave, what their strategy is of 1,000 cuts. They think that they will able to do it, and they just can't. And they are getting into a circle because of their, do not have any futuristic thinking behind that. They live for the, day because, the people who are controlling it, especially the military, they try to, get the money, get out the country, and, leave the people of Pakistan the way they are. They do not have any choice other than, they can come back. What the India has been saying, the world has been saying, and what India was trying to, do it. But they will come back, and India has to be prepared for that. And this type of thing can be defeated only by our, strong actions, what we have done during the Operation Sindoor. And
So,
India is absolutely
but what do we do? The infrastructure can be demolished again and they will rebuild again. This is a perpetual story because till the time this entire thought continuum, this entire rabid Islamist thought continuum which believes that Bharat should not exist, Bharat deserves to be wiped out, and it totally needs to be turned into a totally Islamized nation. This kind of a pan-Islamic thought process, unless that is weeded out, how will there be peace ever? Or is that something that we have to be resigned to, that eventually they will, destroy themselves? Till then, we have to continue to survive and we have to continue to defend ourselves. What's the thought process here, sir?
Yeah, your last part of that, what you are saying, that, the Pakistan is destroying itself, and there are enough evidence to that. See, the Pakistan, since its inception, it came, and that is two-nation theory. They have, survived, or you say lived, or, they have coexisted, with the same strategy. And they think that this can carry on, especially in the last 4 decades. This strategy, they have gone into the circles. They think that they can do it. Every time they get defeated, in the Pakistan goes down the drain, and it just carries on. These things you can see when you get radicalized. You sell yourself to an idea which has got no future. You will get and destroy yourself. Pakistan is destroying. They have destroyed themselves. Now they are thinking that strategically they are playing, that they can invite Americans, they can invite Chinese, they can play with other countries. More or less, everyone is trying to take something out from Pakistan. They have got their self-destruction. Earlier, only thing, if you see that, the radicalized movement that they are doing with India, and they are getting it. This is what the strategy, and they just can't come out. They think, the Pakistan establishment, deep state, like, Pakistan Army, ISI and other, they are surviving on this, and the people of Pakistan is paying for it very heavily, and they will go off the train.
For how long one has to wait and watch, or does it need an entire cleanup? Is there a rebellion in the making, an uprising in the making, like we saw in Nepal, or will Pakistan splinter away into multiple subas because each one of them is pressing for their own independence? Because largely it's Pakistan, Punjab, and the politics from there that is governing everything. Most of these terror outfits and tanzeems also find their bases in the Pak region of Punjab. And that remains another question. General Saab, thank you for your time. Thank you for speaking with us. Back to you.
All right, so this is a CNN News 18.